It's Tuesday, the 3rd of December 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1, a big week for the economy with economic growth figures out tomorrow. But ahead of them, there's been figures showing a jump in retail spending and building approvals, but a drop in corporate profits.
Now, retail sales were stronger than expected last month, in part driven by early Black Friday promotions. What we're seeing in retail in Australia now, it might be a cost of living thing. Retail does well when there's a sales event, and that happened again last month. The numbers are good, but there's a fair bit going on. Population growth pushes up retail sales. We've got plenty of population growth at the moment. Also, sales events boost turnover. We just mentioned that. But otherwise, sales are fairly weak. Also, there's been tax cuts this year. Consumer sentiment's picking up as well. On the building side of things, approvals jumped for the second successive month in October. Now, these numbers bounce around a bit. Last month, there was a big rise in apartments, but detached houses went backwards. Overall, look at the trend. Well, we're running at about 178,000 dwellings per month. That's much better than where we were, nowhere near as good as the 250,000 target of the government. Finally, corporate profit figures were released by the Bureau of Statistics yesterday. They fell 4.6%, much worse than expected. Something for everyone, Michael.
Yeah. What does it mean, though, Sean? What's it mean for the economy? What's it mean for inflation? What does it mean for interest rates?
Most of the data at the moment suggests the oomph has come out of underlying inflation. Some of those figures yesterday didn't suggest that, but generally that's what people think. Having said that, rates won't fall until the middle of next year. That's the consensus among market economists.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now. Australia's biggest gold miner, Northern Star, will buy smaller rival De Grey Mining for $5 billion, which, Sean, is one of the highest prices ever paid for an undeveloped project.
Yeah, so gold prices have been trading really high. It's a safe place to put your money in a Trump world with lots going on in the Middle East, Europe, South China Sea. Investors want to buy gold. All this has helped companies like Northern Star. Now, its share price until yesterday was up 25% since early July, fell a bit yesterday. But the fact that its share price is so much higher gives it currency to buy stuff. It's picked up De Grey, which owns the Hemi mine in Western Australia's Pilbara region. It's considered the country's best undeveloped gold project. It's supposed to hold about 11 million ounces of gold. They need to spend $1.3 billion to construct a mine. De Grey shareholders will get Northern Star stock. The bid's about 37% above last Friday's closing price. It's been recommended by the board. De Grey's shares jumped sharply yesterday. The other interesting player in all this is a group called Gold Road Resources. They own a big chunk of De Grey. They're a miner themselves. See what they think about the deal. But I reckon one way or another, De Grey Mining is going to be bought.
Indeed. Story number 3, there's still no end to the strike by Woolworths warehouse workers, Sean, who walked off the job 2 weeks ago, affecting 4 distribution centres.
Woolworths warehouse workers walked off the job. I like it, Michael. 1,500 of them, in fact. What they want is an immediate pay increase of more than 25%, then 15% in years 2 and 3. They're also upset about the retailer's new performance management system. They are saying that it puts unreasonable pressure for them to hit productivity targets. It means that Woolies' shelves has been understocked. 3 of the centres are in Victoria, 1 in New South Wales. So the southern state has been hit hardest. Not good timing. November and December account for about 20% of Woolies' sales.
Story number 4, more than 8,000 taxi and hire car drivers are set to claim a slice of a $271 million settlement with rideshare group Uber.
The Victorian Supreme Court approved a class action settlement. Morris Blackburn will take $38 million. Litigation funder Harbour will take $81 million, leaving $152 million to drivers. The original case alleged the introduction of Uber into Australia in 2018 caused significant disruption to taxi and car hire industries, according to The Australian. The drivers claimed that they suffered loss and damage by an alleged conspiracy by unlawful means by the Uber companies. It's the 5th largest class action recovery in Australian history.
Last one, story number 5. The outgoing US President Joe Biden has pardoned his son Hunter for federal felony gun and tax convictions. The thing is, though, Sean, that's a reversal of previous promises he made to not use his powers to benefit his family.
That's right. Change of heart on this one. It means Hunter Biden will stay out of jail. Hunter Biden was convicted in 2 cases, one in California, one in Delaware. He was waiting his punishment. The extraordinary powers of the president means he can pardon his son. And that's exactly what he's done. This has been going on pretty much ever since Joe Biden took the top job. Joe has stood by his son publicly as Hunter fell into drug addiction before turning his life around. Political rivals have used Hunter's mistakes against his father. That's what Joe Biden says. Yesterday, he said Hunter's charges were political and Hunter was signalled out, hence the pardon.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Tuesday, the 3rd of December, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.